Let's turn some pages. A Guide to Success for Black Americans. Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Dennis Kimbrough and Napoleon Hill. Chapter 1, Section 2. You are a mental being. Think for a moment. Thoughts and ideas are actually living things. Thoughts produce tangible results and have a powerful long-term effect on your life. Thinking is the greatest gift and is the most vital aspect of your being. The car you drive, the house in which you live, the chair upon which you rest were first ideas in mind. Everything you see began as ideas in a mind. Your physical world is nothing more than the lingering evidence of that which has already taken place in your mind. It is merely an extension or outpicturing of your thoughts. Yours is a mental world. You are a mind with a body. That bit of evidence comes from insurance magnate and philanthropist W. Clemens Stone. And because you are a mind, you possess mystical powers, both known and unknown. This extraordinary power, mystical, as it has been rightly called, is both real and practical. It is wise to approach this concept in a spirit of awe, for it is the most profound subject of this book. Mental power is really no less than that which lies at the center of your being, and to discover this force is your birthright. It is your right and privilege to make use of it. Allow this power to work for you. But where is this resource? Where may we find it? How is it brought into action? These answers are simple. The power is to be found within your own consciousness, your ability to control your own thoughts. The power of thought may be likened to a rich garden. The soil may be converted by organized effort and the Creator's beneficence into a necessary food source, or by neglect, it may be allowed to produce useless weeds. The mind is eternally at work, building up or tearing down, bringing misery, unhappiness, and poverty, or joy, pleasure, and riches. The mind is never idle. It is the greatest of all human assets, yet it is the least used and the most abused. Science has revealed many of nature's most astonishing secrets, but has overlooked the source of man's wealth, the power of his own thoughts. Lying within your mind is a source of energy stronger and more potent than any explosive, unlimited and inexhaustible. You need only to make conscious contact with this force to set it working in your affairs. When you do, you will marvel at the following changes. 1. Mental and physical well-being. 2. Success in your chosen field of endeavor. 3. A sense of personal fulfillment. This is the key. The hidden cause of all things is the primal mind that lies beneath creation, and it delivers our wishes to each of us according to our thoughts. We are all guided by our own mind. You must dare to investigate all the mental laws laying outside the realm of known physical processes, laws that have undoubtedly had and will continue to have an impact on your life. But beware, the very principle that renders success is a two-edged sword. For the same principle that can lead a man or woman to a life of achievement, wealth, happiness, and the desires of his or her heart can also lead to a life of destitution and failure. It's all in how each uses it for good or bad. Mental laws. What are mental laws? There are a few great truths that govern our thinking, just as there are fundamental laws that rule the physical universe. For example, A young Isaac Newton, the 17th century English mathematician and philosopher, saw an apple fall from a tree and switched on the power of his imagination. Why didn't the apple fall upward? He thought. Newton spent his life unfolding the keys to the physical universe. Through his insight, mankind is able to understand the physical laws of gravity and physics. Mental laws, on the other hand, are just as broad as physical laws. These spiritual principles exist on a grand cosmic scale and rule over our mental well being. All that is good, all that is bountiful and worthwhile, emanates from the successful application of mental laws. They are the very infrastructure of life. The most significant quality of a mental law is that it can neither be created nor altered. As one is blinded to physical laws, mental laws are also undetectable to the eye. We witness only their results, bearing proof of their inevitable existence. Not once, neither in grade school nor college, were we ever instructed in the simple techniques of learning how to apply mental laws, laws that have the power to overcome adversity, eliminate self-defeating habits, and increase our self-confidence. There are an infinite number of mental laws, but fortunately, we don't need a detailed understanding of every principle of the universe to achieve even the most grandiose goals. However, there are several key rules with which we must be totally familiar and use unfailingly as guides in our dealings. They are: what you think upon grows. This is the great idea that you will encounter again and again in your quest for personal fulfillment. You are a living magnet, constantly drawing to you the things, people, and circumstances that are in accord with your thoughts. In other words, you are where you are in experience, in relationships, even in financial conditions, because of what you are in thought. Consequently, what you think about grows. William James, the Harvard psychologist and someone who knew a great deal about achievement, said, "You are what you think about most of the time. Whatever you persistently allow to occupy your thoughts will magnify in your life. Whether the subject of your thoughts be good or bad, positive or negative, this law remains true. The more you think about an affliction, disease, headache, or poor health, the worse it will become. The more you think of yourself as healthy and well, the more exuberant and vibrant your body will be. The same is true concerning your finances. The more you think about lack, bad times, or scarcity, the more these circumstances will become manifest in your life. Conversely, by focusing on prosperity, abundance, and success, you will enable these riches to appear in your life. Good fortune nurtures good fortune. Learn to concentrate your thoughts on your definite major purpose. It is the starting point of all achievement. Law of cause and effect. It is astonishing and shocking to see the many thousands of people whose mental machinery keeps delivering to them the very effects they say they do not want. They bewail the idea that they are poor, but that doesn't make them rich. They complain about their aches and pains, but sickness lingers. They say that nobody likes them, which really means they care for no one. They aren't bold. They aren't aggressive. They aren't ambitious. They are the sum total of their thoughts and actions. Cause and effect is a mental law that never fails. Day by day, You write your own destiny. Thoughts are causes, and conditions in your life are effects. If you've ever wanted to know the status of your thoughts, you need only to look at your conditions. One of the greatest messages ever given to mankind is written in the scriptures. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Translated, it means whatever you send out in word, thought, or deed will sooner or later return to you, and with astounding accuracy. In practical terms, if you crave friendship, be a friend. Do you want love? Give love. If you want the confidence of others, show confidence in others first and develop your own self confidence as well. Use or lose. This law is apparent throughout all of life. Simply stated, practice makes perfect. This familiar proverb embodies one of the most important principles of human nature. To become proficient in any field, you must practice. There is simply no achievement without practice, practice, and even more practice. An Olympic athlete will train for years just to be able to experience the thrill of winning in a moment. Virtuoso musicians practice endlessly just to keep their skills at peak performance. The scientist who wins the Nobel Prize has experimented and refined his theories over the course of a career. To achieve a standard of excellence, to accomplish anything extraordinary, means aiming high. It means being disciplined and willing to devote long hours to the task at hand. Intelligent practice is the price of proficiency. Success is often a statistical event. Prosperity is a spiritual idea of excellence, and like any form of excellence or superiority, it requires time and love and care. It is the secret of attainment. Consider the following analogy. If someone were to place your leg in a cast for several months, by the time the cast was removed, your leg would shrink or atrophy as compared to your other limb. Only months of regular exercise will restore the limb to normalcy. As you grow older and your life becomes more sedentary, you cease to use certain muscles. In due time, a once firm body can become soft and weak. Only regular and systematic use will prevent its deterioration. Like physical effort, thought control is entirely a matter of intelligent practice. You must use your courage or it will desert you. You must use your determination or it will leave you. You must use your power of decision or soon you will find that you have none. Law of correspondence. Your thoughts are the prophets of the future. They can predict what to expect before it happens. Why? Because you are basically a thinker, a feeler, a dreamer. What you think, feel, and dream flows inward, then outward. The basic law is first within, then without. Could any genius ever achieve anything? Could any inventor create anything? Could anyone who accomplishes anything worthwhile attain it without first having thought about it deeply, felt it, been totally imbued with it, immersed in it? Every great victory demonstrates this process. Everything that happens to you in your external world happens because of what is occurring in your internal world. There is a deeper significance in the statement made by psychologist William James. You do not sing because you are happy. You are happy because you sing. It signifies that the way one feels can be determined to a large extent by the way one acts. It is an indication that we, as individuals, are not powerless to circumstances and can improve our lives. This is called the law of correspondence. Your external world is nothing more than a mirror or reflection of your internal world. Some readers will experience difficulty with this idea. If it seems impractical, examine your present circumstances from an objective point of view. First, decide what changes you wish to make in your life. Now, develop a habitual mental attitude that will correspond to the new circumstances which you wish to experience. It should become apparent that before any area of your life can improve, your mental attitude toward it must change first. This principle of attitude control is discussed in detail in a later chapter. The law of correspondence makes it possible for you to change undesirable conditions and enables you to become the person you truly want to be. It requires nothing more than the ability to control your thoughts so they will correspond to the desired conditions and objectives that you have set for yourself. If it is success that you seek, you must first develop a success consciousness. Law of substitution. The only way to rid yourself of any negative thought is to substitute another one for it. You cannot dismiss a thought directly. You can do so only by substituting another thought for it. Why? Because your conscious mind can only hold one thought at a time. If I were to say to you, dismiss any thoughts of lack or limitation, your mind would immediately center on that idea. When negative thoughts creep into your subconscious, immediately begin to replace them with those that are more positive. Though you may not be able to control all the circumstances that surface in your life, you are able, however, to control your response to those circumstances. You will find a direct relationship between your level of control and your ability to effectively use the law of substitution. Law of belief. How many times have you heard it said, just believe you can do it and you can? Whatever the task, if it is undertaken in an air of positive expectancy, it can be done. This law states that anything you believe with feeling will become real in your life. Whether it be a positive belief, such as a goal or a specific desire, or a negative belief, such as a self-limiting idea. The key to this law lies within the words with feeling. Many times, belief enables a person to accomplish what others consider impossible. The act of believing is the force or generating power that leads to realization. Come on, fellas, we can beat them, shouts someone in command. That voicing of belief, challenging and electrifying, reverses the tide and rescues victory from the jaws of defeat. And all because some mighty believer knew that it could be done. Belief is the key to the basic mind power that turns dreams into realities, the mental into the physical. The key to your riches and transformation for the better is a deeply ingrained belief.